Female orgasms. What women wish men knew. 6 types explained. Stoicism. Gentlemen, if you think you understand female pleasure, this video might surprise you. And ladies, if you've ever wished your partner understood your body better, stay tuned. Today we're diving deep into one of the most misunderstood aspects of intimacy, female orgasms. I'm going to share the 6 types that research has identified, what women actually want men to know, and how ancient Stoic wisdom can guide us toward better communication and understanding in our relationships. But first, if you're not comfortable with mature, educational content about human sexuality, this isn't the video for you. For everyone else, let's begin this important conversation. Before we start, let's establish something crucial. This isn't about performance or keeping score. It's about understanding, communication, and connection. The Stoic philosophers taught us that wisdom comes from understanding reality as it truly is, not as we assume it to be. When it comes to female sexuality, there's a massive gap between assumption and reality. Recent studies show that 70% of women don't reach orgasm through penetration alone, yet many men still believe this is the primary or only way it should happen. Today's video is based on peer-reviewed research, surveys of thousands of women, and the fundamental Stoic principle of seeking truth through understanding. Here's what we'll cover. The 6 scientifically recognized types of female orgasms, common misconceptions that are damaging relationships, what women actually wish men understood, how Stoic principles can improve intimacy, practical communication strategies. Remember, every woman is unique. This video provides general education, not universal rules. Chapter 1. The Foundation. Understanding versus assuming. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." This applies powerfully to intimacy. Too many men are focused on what they think should happen, rather than being present to what is actually happening. Let me share a statistic that might shock you. Only 18% of women can reach orgasm through vaginal penetration alone. Yet porn and popular culture have convinced many men that this is not only normal, but expected. This creates what researchers call the orgasm gap. The difference between male and female satisfaction in heterosexual relationships. While 95% of men report usually or always reaching orgasm with a partner, only 65% of women report the same. The first Stoic lesson: accept what you cannot control and focus entirely on what you can. You cannot control another person's body or responses. You can control your attention, your patience, and your willingness to learn. What women wish you knew: 1. Your ego isn't involved in her pleasure. Her body's responses aren't a reflection of your worth as a man. They're simply her body's responses. This mindset shift, from performance to presence, is the foundation everything else builds upon. Chapter 2. The 6 types explained. Now let's explore the 6 types of orgasms that research has identified. Remember, not every woman experiences all types, and that's completely normal. Type 1. Clitoral orgasms. The clitoris has over 8,000 nerve endings, twice as many as the penis. It's the only human organ that exists purely for pleasure. Yet many men barely understand where it is, let alone how it works. What women wish you knew. The clitoris isn't just the small, visible part. It's actually a complex internal structure about 4 inches long. What you can see is just the tip. Stoic application. Epictetus taught that skill comes from practice and attention. Approach this with the same dedication you'd bring to learning any important skill. Type 2. Vaginal orgasms. These are less common but very real. They typically require specific angles, positions, or techniques that stimulate the front vaginal wall, the area often called the G-spot. What women wish you knew. These often take longer to build and may feel completely different from clitoral orgasms. Patience isn't just appreciated, it's essential. Type 3. Blended orgasms. This involves simultaneous stimulation of multiple areas. Many women describe these as the most intense, but they require coordination and often multiple forms of stimulation. Stoic wisdom. Like mastering any complex skill, this requires what the Stoics called systematic practice, consistent, mindful attention over time. Type 4. Anal orgasms. The anal area has numerous nerve endings and, for some women, can be a source of intense pleasure when approached correctly, with proper preparation and communication. Critical point. This requires explicit consent, extensive communication, proper preparation, and appropriate lubrication. Never assume interest. Type 5, mental, psychological orgasms. The brain is the most powerful sexual organ. Some women can reach orgasm through mental stimulation alone, fantasy, emotional connection, or specific psychological triggers. What this means: physical technique is only part of the equation. Emotional safety, trust, and mental connection often matter more than physical skill. Type 6, multiple sequential orgasms. Unlike men, many women don't experience a refractory period. This means they can experience multiple orgasms in sequence, each building on the last. Stoic insight: don't assume the first is the only one, or that more is always better. Stay present to her actual responses, not your assumptions about what should happen next. Chapter 3. The biggest misconceptions. Let's address the most damaging myths that are hurting relationships. Misconception 1. All women want the same thing. Reality: every woman's body is different. What works for one may do nothing for another, or even be uncomfortable. Stoic response: approach each relationship, even each encounter, with beginner's mind. Don't assume previous experience applies universally. Misconception 3. Louder means better. Reality: porn has taught men to expect dramatic vocal responses. Many women have quieter, more internal experiences. Stoic wisdom: pay attention to subtle cues rather than obvious ones. Look for changes in breathing, muscle tension, and heart rate. Misconception 4. You should just know what to do. Reality: mind reading isn't a relationship skill. Communication is. Misconception 5. If she doesn't orgasm, you failed. Reality: sometimes bodies don't cooperate regardless of technique or desire. Stress, medication, hormones, and dozens of other factors affect response. Stoic truth: control what you can control, your attention, effort, and care. Release attachment to outcomes you cannot guarantee. Chapter 4. Stoic principles for better intimacy. The ancient Stoics offer surprising wisdom for modern relationships. 1. Presence over performance. Seneca wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." Stop trying to recreate past experiences or live up to imaginary standards. Be fully present to this moment, with this person. 2. Curiosity over certainty. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of asking questions rather than making assumptions. The phrase, "Does this feel good?" is more powerful than any technique. 3. Patience as strength. The Stoics saw patience not as passive waiting, but as active strength. Building arousal and pleasure often requires the kind of sustained attention our instant gratification. Culture rarely practices. 4. Communication as philosophy. The Stoics believed in speaking truth with kindness. In intimacy, this means creating safe spaces for honest feedback, without taking it as personal criticism. 5. Non-attachment to ego. Your worth as a partner isn't measured by her physical responses. Focus on being attentive, caring, and present rather than successful in some imaginary scorecard. Chapter 5. Practical communication strategies. Here are specific ways to apply these principles. Before intimacy, what are you in the mood for tonight? Is there anything you've been wanting to try? How can I help you feel most comfortable? During intimacy, how does this feel? Should I keep doing this or try something different? Tell me what feels good. After intimacy, was there anything you especially enjoyed? Is there anything you'd like me to do differently next time? Remember, these conversations should happen in non-sexual moments too. The bedroom isn't the only place to discuss intimacy. Creating psychological safety. Never react defensively to feedback. Thank her for sharing, even if it's not what you expected. Ask follow-up questions to better understand. Remember that her sharing means she trusts you. Stoic reminder: every piece of feedback is information that helps you be a better partner. Receive it as the gift it is. Let's recap the key insights. Female pleasure is complex and individual. Embrace learning over assuming. The 6 types of orgasms are just a starting point for understanding. Communication matters more than technique. Stoic principles, presence, patience, and non-attachment to ego transform intimacy. Creating psychological safety enables honest feedback. Your action steps. Have an honest conversation with your partner about what you learned today. Ask what she wishes you understood better about her body. Practice the Stoic principle of presence during your next intimate moment. Remember that becoming a better lover is a lifelong practice, not a destination. For the comments, share your thoughts on how these principles might improve relationships. Keep it respectful. What's one assumption you realized you've been making? How do you create safe communication in your relationship? If this video helped you understand something new, hit that like button. Subscribe for more content about relationships, communication, and personal development. And ring the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's connection. When you approach intimacy with wisdom, patience, and genuine care for your partner's experience, everyone wins. I'll see you in the next video.